Welcome back to another episode of Hazy Headed. As you can see, we've got a nice camera set up here. And today I have a great dude. His name is Tyler Good. And he went to school with me at East Rock. So for all you local fellas, he's a fitness influencer. He's a killer salesman, and he actually works the same industry in sales as me for insurance. So we have different agents, but same sort of path. So yeah, thank you so much for thank you for coming on.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for just having me on. It's a dope experience. I'm definitely glad that you reached out. It's awesome.
Yeah. So as a fitness, as someone who creates content, is in the gym, and who went through a big transformation, because you did, bro. Like, I saw it before and after. You just worked your ass off. Yeah. Tell me how that kind of started.
I mean, kind of just started out I was just going to the gym to be more I wanted to lift heavy. It wasn't really about getting abs. It wasn't about getting fit. It was just kind of I like the idea of strong, man. I like the idea of just getting strong. So I just started going to the gym to lift weights and everything. I went to Planet Fitness. I feel like everyone starts at Planet Fitness. It's classic. And then we'd just go. I'd be going there, and then all of a sudden I met my buddy Brendan. And at the time we weren't buddies, but then we became buddies because we met each other there. And he's like, "Dude, I got a black card. You can cancel your membership, and then you can just start coming with me." He was like, "I got it to bring my friend with me, but they didn't want to come." So I was like, "All right, cool. I ain't got to pay nothing. I just get to go with this dude." So then we just started going to the gym together. We just started doing ridiculous stuff, just stupid things like everybody does. Which, if you're out there and you're thinking about be dumb in the gym. Go do dumb stuff.
Okay, I like that.
Do dumb stuff. It's the only way you're going to learn if you do the dumb stuff. Go swing from the cables like Spider-Man. I don't endorse that. Don't do that. But
you're going to get the lunk alarm sound on somebody.
Yeah, I don't know about the lunk. I don't know if I call them a lunk. But yeah. So so I started doing that, just doing dumb stuff. We used to take the bar, no weight on it, and we just rep the hell out of that thing. We do 100 reps on that thing. We think we were getting strong, and now it's just so crazy to think where I'm at now. But then I started going to a place called 5-Star Nutrition Fitness, and they're still a brand, but they just don't have them in Harrisonburg anymore. But they had these guys in there, super cool dudes. Really love those guys. They would just bring you in, get your body scans, show you how much body fat you were. And at the time when I first came in, I was at 38% body fat, which, if you don't know, is technically morbidly obese. A lot of people say I didn't look it, but whenever I got in scan and everything, it was morbidly obese. Doctors would tell me I have to lose weight and stuff, and I didn't know how to lose weight. But I started going there. They prescribed me a meal plan and stuff like that. I followed the meal plan, followed it a little too well, was starving pretty much, and I was like,
oh yeah.
And if you know anything about fitness, if you starve yourself, it can work to an extent, but there's also another thing called starvation mode. You got to get out of starvation mode. But so I started going into that, and I just kind of learned how much calories I was going I should have been in because of those guys. And then eventually I came back in, told him, "Hey, it's not working, blah, blah." And he was like, "Yeah, well then how about you just try this?" And he was the bigger guy this time. He's the general manager, and he's telling me to start cooking eggs and stuff like that. And this is the crazy part, because I started my journey not knowing how to cook anything. Yeah. Nothing at all. I didn't know how to cook eggs on a stovetop. I knew how to do
ramen noodles.
Yeah, ramen noodles and stuff. I grew up eating fast food. My mom would drop it off at the end of the day, if her work, or before her work day started actually. And then I'd be home, and she'd be at work, and I'd be eating Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever it was. So I didn't know anything about nutrition. I didn't know anything about fitness whatsoever. I skipped my 5-minute, or I skipped my mile time in high school. And I went and got Taco Bell breakfast instead.
Oh my god!
I came in, and I told the coach, and I was 10-minute mile, and he just looked at me shook his head, and he just let me go. But yeah, I was such an unathletic kid, and it's just crazy to think where I'm at now.
Yeah, man, that's inspirational, and this was something I thought about. So obviously we're gonna plug in your socials, bueno.body. He's right here. But anyways, so this is something I did want to think about, is because you were that kid that totally changed things up. If people cannot see that fathomable for themselves, how did you get to that mindset? How can they even start believing themselves to even start a change? Even before ground zero, how can you get your mind right to even be able to start the journey?
To be honest, I like what what Alex Hormozy says. I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
love Hormozy.
Yeah.
He talks about a lot of good stuff.
He's got a
But
world record.
He says basically like, if you, I don't even know what he has a world record in. I don't even know. I have to ask.
Yeah.
But he said you have to like do something before you become passionate about it, kind of. But like I think the biggest way to actually become successful in changing your entire life when it comes to fitness and going to the gym, like you don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. A lot of people think that. You don't have to. You could just fix your diet. A lot of people don't know that it's mostly 80% diet.
Yeah. 20% working.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, I guess that is a little more known thing nowadays, but you don't have to go crazy with the gym and stuff like that. But I think finding a way to make it enjoyable, like I feel like with my entire coaching thing that I do, like the thing I do for my clients and just like what I've done and it's proven to work, like every client I've had has dropped at least 60 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So it's like,
that is amazing to hear, man.
I mean, it's fun, like I get to see these people change. It's awesome. But like the thing that's helped me the most with it is just like, they're like ready to make the change. So they enjoy it. They enjoy the learning. They enjoy all that. But also like, I tell them not to do stuff they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like one of the clients, she didn't want to do like the gym every single day. She liked Pilates. So we signed her up for Pilates classes and I didn't have to do that. Like that's the funniest part is like, I'm just kind of there for support. I'm just there for like telling her that this is okay. You can do this. And like, like keeping her accountable. Like, hey, are you tracking this? Are you tracking that? Blah,
That's
blah.
awesome.
And, I just tell them, go do something fun. So in a long roundabout way.
Yeah.
Find something you like to do that's getting active and do that more often. And then make it a schedule and then enjoy it. Because like if you don't enjoy the gym, maybe you don't enjoy the gym. If you want to start enjoying the gym, get yourself a buddy. Go to the gym with a buddy.
Yeah.
Find somebody that goes to the gym with you. You guys have a fun time. You're just kicking it and like having a good time. Like, you'll see people in the gym being idiots all the time.
Yeah.
I love that because I know they're going to start going to the gym more often. Because like me and Brendan were idiots.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And it's funny that you say all that because I do feel like there's a sense of like it's all about hard work. It's all about just unbridled discipline, which is important, I feel like. But I'm surprised at your answer because it's like, look, it can be an opportunity for fun. Like get in there. And then, that's a really good message there because I myself, as someone who's yo-yoing back and forth from the gym, doesn't stay as consistent as I should. I never thought of it that way. It was always like, oh, I gotta do this because just BS. But I love that that's a great message for people.
Yeah, dog. I feel like a lot of people like to push that David Goggins like hard
shit.
Yeah. It's just like it has its place. Like for me, yeah, absolutely. But like it isn't even discipline for me anymore. I just like it. I love the gym. So it's like me going in there, I don't even call that discipline anymore. That's a bare minimum for me for being happy. I go to the gym, I'm happy. I get sad if I don't go to the gym.
Yeah, I hear
it's
a
a different
lot of
story.
people
It's
say
a rewire. It's a whole different thing. But like for a lot of people, that's unexpectable. Like you can't expect someone to do that. And it's like you have to find a gateway to it. There's always some way to get into it. And a lot of times for people when they want to lose weight, it's either just doing something they like to do, or it's finding a buddy and going to the gym. People don't like cardio. I don't know if you saw my video about it, but like I said, I used to walk on the treadmill and I put the thing on a 15 incline and then I put it on a 3-speed and I'd play my Nintendo Switch the whole time.
That is amazing.
I'd walk for hours doing that because I just didn't even think about it. I was dripping sweat. I was getting my cardio in and I was beating Pokemon Sword and Shield.
That's awesome. And I love that game. I've actually shiny hunted and I've gotten probably 50, 60 shinies on the Shield.
Yeah, I think I got one.
Oh man, you got to step that up.
I know, dog.
Yeah, but that's great. Who's some inspirations for you? Anybody? People that have inspired your fitness journey, personal journey, sales journey, all of the above.
I got you. Yeah. Fitness journey. Will Tennyson, that dude's a dope person. He's got like the idea of it. He makes fitness fun. His videos are genuinely interesting. They're fun to watch and they teach you really good messages about food and what you need to be eating. And like portion control is his big thing. You can still eat burgers and fries. Like my client, I'm gonna go back to her again, but she would go out on the weekends with her husband. They'd have a few beers and burgers and fries. A lot of people think that's it's non-negotiable. You stay like chicken broccoli rice all day, all the time.
And that's a misconception.
Yeah, it's a complete misconception because there's got to be a time where you feed those cravings, because if you don't feed them, they're going to come out in a worse way, and you're going to overeat something else.
Yeah.
You're going to go in the fridge and you're going to be like, I didn't have this ice cream. Like, what you could have done, you could have had a Halo top, but instead you didn't have the ice cream and you let it go on, and then you're going to go slam a tub of not Tom and Jerry, Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's, and then it's like 500 calories. You've eaten half the calories you could eat for the day for some people. Well,
yeah,
it used to be pretty big to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So Will, what's his name?
Will Tennyson.
Will
Yeah,
Tennyson.
I got off of there.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
sorry,
That's the beauty of this, as you should. That's the beauty of a podcast.
Yeah, dude. So Will Tennyson, huge dude. I mean, dude's great. He's awesome. I love his physique. That's one thing. You start to appreciate a man's physique.
Yeah, I believe that. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Will Tennyson, Jeff Nippard's clearly, the dude. He knows all the science-based lifting. I've learned so much technique from Jeff Nippard. Dude's such a dope dude, and he changes everything when it comes to the gym, when it comes, like, once you're, like, really into it. And then Greg Doucette, he was my biggest inspiration. That's where I learned all my stuff about diet. That's where I learned all my stuff about, like, just working out. Like, his big thing is go harder than last time and stuff like that, which in some cases it's good, in some cases it's bad. But, like, take what you can from it.
Yeah.
And then as far as like sales and stuff like that, Alex Hormozy. I always watch Alex Hormozy.
Yes, he knows his shit.
I only listen to Alex Hormozy as a sales guy.
Yeah, as you should.
So then, and of course, my past experiences, I wouldn't call like them like, role models or anything, but like my past sales coaches, which are my past job.
And off camera, we talked a little bit about your timeshare experience, and I was wondering if you wanted to get into some of that little murky water that, without name dropping per se, but some things, or maybe sketchy things, or maybe your friend that did some sketchy things.
Nah, dude, I'll own up to all of it. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I'll be completely like candid about it. Like, I definitely like the biggest thing about timeshare. So I came from a aquatic facility. So I was in aquatics for so long. I got into this job and I honestly grew stagnant. And one of the biggest things is you got to stay moving. You got to figure out what's next. You got to know what's next. I didn't think about that back then. I was stupid.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was the one who actually pushed me to kind of like get the hell out of there. And I was like, you're right. And I was
Shout out Tyler's girlfriend, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then we ended up, I ended up putting my 2 weeks in after like a nice conversation like one night. And then I was like, immediately, I was like, all right, first off, I want to do marketing because I need it for my business. So I think of it as a way to like earn skills, like without having to spend your money to do it.
Yeah.
So like I learn on someone else's dollar. So what I did is I applied for sales up top, which they had already wanted me for a while because I like hounded down the director one time. He's going to the bathroom. And I was like, what are y'all doing up there? He was like, what's your name? And I said, Tyler. He's like, here's my number. Call me. I said, you can have a job there anytime. He's like, I like your energy. I said, all right, good to know. And then I turned down the job offer at the time, but then a year later I did it. But I put in first like a bunch of marketing around the area. I couldn't find much good marketing, like places that are good for like entry level. They all wanted like a college degree in marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so like it was just unattainable. So I just went with sales. I said, you know what? That's another thing I need. Like I need to be more confident in like the way I'm speaking. I need to be able to like I guess I didn't know most of the cadences of like the sales skills and stuff like that.
Well, I can tell you're well spoken, so it must have worked somehow.
I yap. I've always been a yapper, dog. I just yap. I could talk for hours. That's the thing that makes a podcast fun for me because I can just yap.
Yeah, awesome.
But yeah, so I got into to timeshare sales. So timeshare sales is like the whole benefit behind it for what I wanted to learn was sales skills. But I also knew that I was too nice of a person and didn't set boundaries with people. I didn't know when to say no, and I didn't know like just the way to be polite but also set boundaries.
Yeah.
So I went into the extreme. And with timeshare sales, one of the biggest things that they told me was the customer's always wrong. The customer's always wrong. If you hear no, it's not N-O, it's K-N-O-W. They don't know enough reasons to buy this yet.
Okay.
So you were never supposed to take no for an answer. You're supposed to uncover what makes these people tick. Like, or not tick, but like uncover what makes these people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like really like their family issues.
Oh, jeez.
I'm telling you, dog, like there was this one point where I had a doctor, really rich doctor. Dude had a $40,000 watch on his wrist, and I was like, why are you even here?
Yeah,
You know, like they had a great family, and I was like, what is going on? Why do I have this as a tour? Like, he's not going to buy something from me. So then, like, I just do the tour and all that stuff, and I make the jokes because I don't do half-ass. I don't half-ass anything I do. Good. So, like, when I walked into that, every time I had a person in front of me, they were a buying person, or they're like, that's it. That's all I had in my mind. They were either buying from me or they're leaving. But, like, the only option in my head was they were buying from me. So, it was his doctor, and like we went to the condo. It's a whole long tour. It's 2 hours long. If you know nothing about timeshare sales, it's a 2 hour long process of like a very rigorous process. I'm not going to get into the whole like, you know, what we do and everything, because of course there's, you know, signed documents, but NDA. They're little you know, their sales scripts and stuff. But you know, we got into the condo. It was like after like an hour and a half of this whole tour and everything, getting to know these people, and they were like cool with me because like I just make it to the point where like I'm good with these people. I'm like their best buddy. That's kind of the whole point. And people just like me being me. I'm just me. You know, that's what I do.
That's awesome.
But I told this dude. I said, well, he went out to the hallway and his wife was rounding up the kids. So I'm like, I can see who I said, how did I say it? I said, oh yeah, I know who the real boss is. The way she round up those kids, I know you hold the money, but she know where the money's going. And then, you know, of course he laughed it off and stuff like that. We get back to whenever it's supposed to, we go back to the office and start to drop the numbers and see what they think and like, you know, to actually work the deal. We sat down and he's like, he's pissed. He's like, he won't come in to talk to me. He won't even talk to me. And like,
oh shit.
Like I was like, yeah, man, like this is like, you know, that's when you hear like, if you're a timeshare person, if you've ever done timeshare, if that happens, you know, that's where I capitalize. That's where I'm going to twist. That's like, you take those insecurities, because he was very deeply hurt about me saying, you know, that she's the real winner here. Or whatever. Yeah. Oh you know, whatever God. It is, she's the boss, because apparently at home they have some kind of power struggle going on. But you know, that's the thing about timeshares. You take a small piece and you run with it. Like you find it. And timeshare is another thing too, is you sell the dream. You sell a dream and that's it.
Painting the picture.
You sell it however you have to sell it to get it to the person. So like, you know, you use a whole wide different variety of sales skills, which I honestly still think timeshare sales, if you ever do them, or if you're ever considering doing it, it's not very moral. You're definitely going to become, or you're going to have to, if you want to stay in there long enough, you have to become a little more immoral. You can't really, you know, be very moral. Like I've had several terminally ill people, and you have to be able to sit there and tell them that they need this because whenever whenever they pass away, that they're going to give this to their kids. And I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about saying that I've done that multiple times. But it's happened. It's happened because I don't half-ass anything.
Do what you gotta do.
I don't half-ass anything, but also I regret it. But like I don't at the same time. But you know, you'll grow this like different part of you, and that's one of the reasons why I got into timeshare sales, because I wanted to get that edge to me. Like now it's really good because I can be direct, I can be assertive, but like I'm not an asshole. Yeah. Like I know now not to be an asshole. So like I've been on both sides of things. I've been too nice and I've been too, which also I believe is one of the best things you can do, is go to two different extremes, because then you'll find your middle.
Yes.
Once you've been to one extreme and then the other extreme, you know where the middle lies.
Yes, that's a great thing. That's kind of, for me, it's been the same way. I used to be a degenerate partier. You know, I drank all the time. Now I'm sober. I've lost 50 pounds at this point, just dialed in. But that's a good way to put it. I never thought of that, because when you are in that kind of just mode where you're just trashing things, and then when you're in this mode where you're doing good, that's a great way to put it, man. Okay, I'm giving this podcast to Mr. Tyler over here. I'm handing it over to, no, I'm just kidding. But so did you end up closing that guy's deal?
Nah. See, yeah, but the thing about it is, in timeshare, if they don't leave with something, they leave something behind. Yeah. They leave a piece of them behind. Okay. Because like, it's kind of the whole point of it, unfortunately. Like the whole point is they're leaving something with me if they're not buying shit. Like there's going to be some kind of pride that they lost today. There's going to be something like that's the harsh reality of timeshare sales. You have to be a dog, like straight a dog.
Yeah,
so
like a tag dog, like canine unit.
So like, whenever I'm going into this new sales role, like I'm going all in, and like, people will be on the phone because this is a whole different sales. This is something I've never done is cold calls, but like,
oh, they're terrible.
I just let it talk. So like, honestly, I'm digging up the coldest of leads, like you said, and then I'm like, they say no to me, I say, or like, so my biggest thing is like Alex Ramosi, I don't know, like you can bring up your sales like closing rate by 30% just by pausing after the ask. So
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, dog. So like next time you ask someone, so here's my big thing. We'll give away the secrets. Hey, this is Tyler from State Farm. How you doing today? And they're like, of course. First you have to start with intrigue. So like what you do is they'll be like, hello, and you'll be like, John, is this John? And they're like, yeah, because they're like,
Who's speaking?
Who is this? They'll ask
who wants to know? Yes, they have that as kind of.
It's exactly what it is. So you got them with intrigue. So you've caught the hook, and then what you do is you go, of course you have to get this out of the way. You're like, this is Tyler from State Farm. How you doing? But you have to say it in the right way. You got to say it in like this is Tyler from State Farm. How you doing today?
A very, very non-threatening way.
Yeah, like you got to be nice about it and everything. And then they hit you with the like, not too bad or something like that. How about yourself? And like, I'm like, better than I can expect. Am I right? And I go, and then they usually love it.
I love that. I was like, man, this guy's charismatic as fuck.
One, there's some truth to that. You really can't expect anything in life. You really can't. You should expect for things to go wrong, because if you constantly think about good things, like think things are going to go well, when they go bad, it's going to be a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
But like, I always say better than I can expect,
that's good. I like that.
And then people love it. They start to laugh with you, and they're like, yeah. I say, well, listen, hey, I don't want to take much of your time. The reason why I'm calling is because we had a recent big rate drop in our car insurance.
That's true. And that's actually true. State Farm had a big rate drop, guys.
It's just a State Farm podcast now. Dude, my boss is going to love me.
It is so crazy that we work in the same industry. That is crazy.
And I just got the job not too long ago. I just finished my license and shit.
It's just weird how all that works out. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
But yeah, this is, I said, we just had a really big rate decrease, meaning our insurances have went down, so it's a lot easier for people to get in on the lower price tag that we have now. I said, would you like to take 5 minutes and get a quick quote? I said, I'm helping people lower their car insurance. It takes about 5 minutes. What do you think? And then silence. You don't say a word. You wait for them to speak. If they don't speak, you don't speak.
Genius.
You never speak.
I never thought of that, because I always want to go follow that, similar. It's like, hey, this is Evan Brandt. Did I catch you at home or at work today? That's usually a good way of getting. Yours is clean. I like it.
I'm straight to the point. I'm not gonna fuck around. Like, I'm just like, hey, listen. The reason why I'm calling, I'm leading with value. So like, right after I get away from the laugh and all that stuff, it's straight to value. It's like, hey, I'm trying to save you some money. Like, I'm not against you. Yeah. Let me see if we can do that. And that's kind of like my whole point about it, because that leads with value. What do people want? They want to save money on their car insurance. People don't want to pay more. And then once you've done that, you got an in for anything else. Yeah. You can ask of anything else. Because once you're on there, like doing your app and stuff like that, you're like, did I catch you on an off day? Or are you just, you're at work and you got a little bit of off time? And they're like, yeah, I got an off day. I was like, oh, okay, good stuff, man. That's good to hear. I was like, what do you do for work? And,
I'm going FORM.
The form conversation.
Look at that.
Don't be giving away their secrets.
No, I got to be careful.
Yeah,
I got NDA. No.
Yeah.
All right, enough State Farm talk.
Yeah,
Next is breaking through the vault.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just some sales stuff. I think Alex Ramosi is one of the best sales guys you can listen to. I don't listen to most other people. I just listen straight to Alex Ramosi stuff. That's it. And that's a big one right there. Start trying that. Don't say anything. And then say for example, they say no. Like, hey, it's like basically like the whole car insurance thing. Like, hey, we're just trying to save some money. People want some car insurance, blah, blah. What do you think about that? Then they say, no, I think I'm paying. Like, I think I'm paying.
No, I'm actually comfortable with my agent.
And I say, oh, okay, that's fair. I mean, would it hurt you to see if we can save you some money for 5 minutes? Like, just do a quick 5 minute quote?
Well, if it's only going to take 5 minutes, why not?
Yeah, like everybody loves it. And then I'll say, everybody loves to save some money, right? Or like, hey, saving a little money ain't going to hurt you, right? And they're like, that's the close, right? It's always be closing, always be selling. ABC, always ABS.
That's awesome. You're gonna kill it, bro. So you're doing quotes right now. You don't have access to write quotes right now. Is that what you're
I can
texting
access
me?
it, but like right now I don't earn commission, so it's like I'm
It's
just gonna
like a
give it to the
trial
office. But
yeah.
like I've given away like probably like 20 quotes this like more than 20 quotes this like week I've done.
Oh God, you're killing it. I think my quoting average probably 12 to 13. So you're killing it. Good job, bro.
Hey, it's just like, I think if you want to bring up your sales experience, like, or not sales experience, but if you want to bring up your sales closing, be yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
A lot of people
about
try
that.
to put on some kind of bullshit, and like I'm just
I'm
honest.
the same way. I agree.
you gotta be you.
I'm totally myself. Every facet of it, and I agree. You see these people that will be, trying to just, especially car salesmen. They're just like, it's like they got to stick up their ass, man. No offense to the car salesmen out there. I'm sure you're great, but it's just like, it's very much like, am I actually your friend, or you just see a big dollar sign over my head? Like,
Yeah. That's another thing too, is that like, they want you to buy something. Like, also, I couldn't give a shit if you don't buy anything from me. Like, I'm trying to save you money, dog. And then after that, like, if I save you money, how much did I save you? Because if I saved you enough, we can get you something else.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it.
We can cover something else. But like, that's where the fun part of this is. I used to sell something that nobody wants. Everybody comes into a timeshare presentation. I can tell you right now, there's not a soul that's came into a presentation of timeshare that said, I want a timeshare.
Yeah.
There's not a soul. And actually there has been. There has been one lady that said that to me, and I made her cry.
You made her cry?
Genuinely. It's the first person I've ever made cry with my words. It was a disaster. And then we made up, and she still bought, but she thought I was a dick. And then she liked me still, though.
What the fuck? What kind
I've done a lot of immoral stuff in timeshare. It's like, if you don't make people cry, you're not doing timeshare right. Like, I've had so many people cry.
I don't have the heart for that. I think I'd start crying. Like,
it's all emotion. You have to be able to control your emotion, and you have to be able to impose it on them. So, like, you have to be able to take your emotion and give it to them, basically. And that's all timeshare is. It's emotional.
So is it like all psychological training? I mean, is it
not
like,
really.
oh, how
we didn't
do you
any
make
training barely? Like, barely any. It was all big morning talks. One of the biggest things he would say is like, you're in timeshare because you're not like, you're too afraid to rob a gas station and you don't want to get a real job. That's what they used to say.
Okay.
And then another thing they said is they had so many sayings, it was hilarious to me. And it was like, your money's in their pockets. Go get it without going to jail.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's so like, they're like, any way you can spin it. Like they don't care. They'll go with whatever. Like, the big bosses, like they want you to get a complaint. They say, go get a complaint. I need you to get a complaint. Like, go make someone cry today.
Do they get complaints like that?
All the time. So many times. Luckily, I didn't have any complaints. My biggest thing was selling with value, and I was more consultative. So, like, kind of like getting into what they needed. And
oh, dude, if that's how you're gonna be making six figures with Patrick.
Yeah, dog.
If you play your cards right.
To be honest, it's just kind of like, it's not really about the money. It's
no,
more about,
it
like,
isn't about the money.
I do like money. Everyone likes money because you have to have money to survive. But it's all more about my personal growth, and like my thing is, I can't half-ass anything I do. I did not half-ass timeshare sales, even though it was the skeeziest sales, and I didn't believe it a lot of times what I was doing. I didn't believe myself, but I did it. I fucking sold it. I'll tell you right now, I was top 10 for so long. Like, I was like, just like at least top 10. Like, I was top 3 for like so many months too.
Yeah.
Like, I've been everywhere in it. I've like, the only time I never got one because there was always a guy who's like really good, but now he's a manager.
Yeah.
But, now I could get one.
Yeah.
They did call me to try to get me back. But,
that's good. Did they have any sort of base pay or anything?
They do. Yeah. It was like, it's like a $98 a day, but after taxes, you're like walking away because it's a 4-day work week in the winter time. So you only do like $330 a week. And it's like not enough to make money. Like, I can't feed my dogs, me and my girlfriend's meal prep and all that stuff. Like, that already is like $600
yeah
for me, because like I prep a lot of food.